Hello, YouTube. This is my very first YouTube video ever. And I thought I would take it of a flight I did in Microsoft Flight Simulator on my Xbox Series X today. And I guess the flight just kind of blew my mind. And really, this flight simulator and the Xbox and the realism and the technology just flat out blows my mind. So I don't know, I just thought I'd talk through a series of 1 to 2 minute recordings that I did whilst flying this flight, and just say what comes to my mind. No editing, no retaking unless I really feel like I have to. But yeah, this is just me running through the checklist here. So the departure airport is Geneva, Switzerland. And that's what I was showing you in the very beginning there. And now I'm just running through the checklist. But don't worry, it'll be over soon. Because like I said, I recorded 2-minute snippets because that's kind of all I figured out how to do so far on the Xbox. But yeah, this is the Diamond DA-62 aircraft, and it is a beautiful aircraft. I love the livery too, the metallic kind of paint job there. But yeah, this, it's so fun to fly. If I were to ever be in a position to buy an airplane in real life, I would buy this one. I mean, with the FADEC engine and no proper mixture control, just push button start, and man, just amazing airplane. So yeah, I'm starting the engines there. You might have seen where I kind of flipped the master switch and hit the start button right away without letting the I guess what you would call the glow plug warm up. So I know that was my mistake. So you serious flight simmers can rest assured that I know what I'm doing wrong when I'm doing it wrong. But yeah, so now, so what? Just to kind of set up this thing, we're about to jump into the flight. I created a flight plan in the aircraft's flight management system, not in World Map, and it was just an IFR flight plan from Geneva to Innsbruck, Austria. And wow, look at that! Right there, I'm just entering the Swiss Alps. Anyway, I got a couple waypoints into that flight plan, and I realized that through a little search I did that the Matterhorn was nearby Geneva. So I bolted from my flight plan and just tried to do a straight VFR navigation route to the Matterhorn just by looking at Google Maps where it was in relation to the big lake in Geneva. And yeah, I found it, and I'm pretty impressed with myself. But I didn't get the takeoff. I am gonna get the full approach into Innsbruck, but I didn't get the takeoff from Geneva. I just wasn't thinking to record at that time. Now, because I created the flight plan, after starting the sim, not in World Map, I decided not to really use ATC. Although in the end, you'll see that I kind of got in a little bit of trouble with virtual ATC. It's kind of funny. But good grief, guys, look at this scenery. Like, what other flight sim I mean, I've seen the rest. I've seen X-Plane 11. I've seen, there's a couple more on the iPad that I was playing with. And this is just mind-blowing. Yeah, you can see, things drawing up out there. Now, I'm on a mediocre at best internet connection here, so I wasn't even using a 4K TV or anything. That will come later. So, but with mediocre internet and just a 1080p TV, and this just blew my mind. So, off in the distance you can see the Matterhorn. It's one of those jagged peaks straight off the nose there. And I just found this valley, this canyon, and decided to follow it up from an airport that I also found called Sion, S-I-O-N. I just kind of went due southeast from there because that's what Google Maps showed the Matterhorn would be from there. And yeah, we're heading up to the Matterhorn. After having departed Geneva, like I said, I was just on that flight plan on autopilot, just practicing procedures. I kind of wanted to do a departure, an arrival, and what they call a standard departure, a SID, a little bit of cruise, and a STAR, standard terminal arrival, and an approach, an RNAV approach, GPS approach. So I was just going to do that, but then I said, no, I gotta see the Matterhorn on this flight. It wasn't. What a waste of an opportunity there. I mean, not that I can't always come back to it at any time, but so yeah, that's not the Matterhorn. That is there off the 11 o'clock. But I just kind of liked how those two jagged mountains were kind of in between that spot in the cockpit where there's a frame. And yeah, I'm just gonna fly in between the Matterhorn and whatever's off to the right of it, and then kind of snake around to the left. You can see some point of interest buttons highlighted there on the left that we're going to go check out. Yeah, I do know that you can turn off those gauges when you're in external view, and it would probably be better and look cooler and look nicer. But to be honest with you, I kind of like to see what my altitude and airspeed and engines are doing while I'm in external view. So, although for viewers, it's probably annoying, it's fine with me. And it's all about me. No, so here we go. There's a glacier. We just kind of swept around the Matterhorn there. And now we're going to check out this glacier and these other points of interest. Yeah, I'm loving the Xbox. Series X and Microsoft Flight Sim. There's a little observatory on this big man. I'd love to go see this in real life. Do some hiking over here. that. You can go to that observatory and it's like you're on top of the world. There's a Matterhorn behind me now, looking good. I did select live weather at first, but it was a little bit too crappy, so I had to switch to few clouds setting and take live weather off. But I put live weather back on for the approach into Innsbruck, and it was beautiful there for that. So there was a brief period that I didn't record, but I just got a snapshot of me just about to enter some clouds where I went full IMC right before I started my approach into Innsbruck. I'll point that out to you. I'm gonna mess around with my sensitivities. I don't like the jerkiness of when I pan around the aircraft in external mode. I like it to be smoother, but I couldn't do that with my Xbox controller at the sensitivity that it was set at. To be honest with you, I plugged everything in, the keyboard, the mouse, the controller, and everything is set to default. I didn't mess with anything, and I'm just making it work. I'm kind of lazy that way, but I will eventually. Like when I'm getting the Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS 1, and that's going to be important to make sure I set up right. So, and then that'll complete my full setup. It'll be, Thrustmaster throttle and HOTAS 1 set up with Razor turret, mouse and keyboard, wireless, an Xbox controller to do some of the. I guess the Xbox controller I like to use best for just the looking around. Maybe the HOTAS 1 will take that place. So yeah, I'm coming back to the Matterhorn. I'm going to do one more 360 around it, left-hand turns, and then I'm going to pick a valley and fly back out towards my original flight plan. Just pick one of the waypoints that makes sense for the location I'm at to just pick up that flight plan without having to do too much double backing on myself. God, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, you can see with the Xbox and a mediocre internet connection, it does want to draw things even up close. But I just don't see any other flight sim out there that looks like this. Pretty amazing. I mean, Switzerland and Austria. Well, I'm from Oregon in the USA, and there's the Cascade Mountain Range is also beautiful, but this kind of blows out of the way. Although everything has, its own unique beauty. But, this is unique to the Cascades, and the Cascades are unique to this. So, man, I'd love to see this in real life. But the next best thing is this simulator, because good grief, how much closer to real life can you get without being real life? I mean, probably more. There's probably going to be something coming out that's going to blow this away, So yeah, I'm going to take this, that valley that we saw before I swung around, just seeing that one more time before I go. Well, like I said, this is just a series of 2-minute or less clips that I just kept taking because I wanted to just savor this. I mean, I kind of, I can come back and fly this as often as I want, but I kind of would get bored just doing it over and over again. So just one flight through here with some clips to remember, the beauty of the Swiss Alps as rendered by Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look at those glaciers. And what an awesome time of year. I'd definitely probably choose this time of year to come up here in real life. And who knows, I might be able to do that one day. I doubt I'll be able to fly a Diamond DA-62 aircraft like this, but I can definitely, come out here. My wife's actually from England, and I spent 5 years in England with her, and my son was born there. My youngest son. And so, when we ever go back to visit family in England, this isn't too far away. Yes, MFD over there is kind of acting up on the when I ranged out, wasn't looking right. But that is for people who follow all the goings on of Microsoft Flight Sim, that is the G1000 NXI working title mod. And it's really, really, really nice. And they're just making it better every month. So yeah, I'm just going to follow this gorgeous glacier with these peaks rising up out of it. And then just kind of launch over the edge here up there off the nose, and I mean, look at the clouds, cloud formations. They're so random, so lifelike. This is probably the perfect amount of snow for this time of year on the mountains. Valleys and the lower elevations are green, but the peaks are just super rocky, rugged, skiffs of snow. I mean, look at that coming up over this cliff, and just look at that as I pan down up. Kind of, my 2-minute clip ran out there, so there it is in the background on the next clip. So yeah, I'm coming back out of the Alps now. My flight plan will sort of pick up when I get to the edge, the very edge of the mountain ranges here. Look at that beautiful little town down there in the valley at the base of that mountain. Goodness. Whoever lives there just better know what they have. Yeah, I mean, good grief. Look at that valley. Most of this from the Matterhorn trip is, I just stayed in external view, because I just occasionally went into the cockpit like that. But for the approach, I'm going to be in the cockpit the whole time, because, that just adds. To it there. Found another glacier. Man, I really love my iPad Pro 2 and iMovie. So easy. I basically just took all these video clips off the Xbox onto my iPad, opened up iMovie. It already had them arranged. There's the video clips and the screenshot snapshots. Already had them arranged in the right order, and yeah, I just hit create movie, and now I'm just recording over this little running commentary. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get deeper into video editing and get a little bit more creative, but it's good to. I just love technology. It just, so much of it just is done for you. I don't know if that's good or bad. Makes me a lazy person. I don't know. But I'm enjoying it. So, That was a shot of coming up on the top of descent for VNav, vertical navigation, down to the approach, the final approach fix. So I was just showing that, and I've got VNav already set up. I'm at 13,000 feet, but I've got the altitude selector to 5750, which is the FAF altitude. And there she pitches down. As soon as it catches the V path line there, and there's the pitch down, so I immediately throttled down so I wouldn't overspeed the airplane, and just kept it right there around 150, 148 knots. And there's the approach. So I don't know in real life if, you would want to do that sharp of a turn. I mean, we're still at 13,000 or 12,000 and descending, and we're above everything. But when you'll see when I get to that turn, it's pretty sharp, and plane can't really hold the magenta line there for a little bit, but it was safe enough. But probably not in real life, especially if you were IMC. You got all this terrain around you. But yeah, that's live weather now. So I turned live weather back on, and I went through some clouds that I didn't record, but now I'm back out of the clouds, and here we are making that sharp turn, and it's just gorgeous. But yeah, you can see how my little airplane in the MFD there is sweeping outside of the magenta line, having to come back to it. It's not very precise flying. Pilots would probably not do that, and sim pilots who are really, really into realism and would also probably have a few words for me. So that's fine. So there, sliding back into more of what would be the pilot's position there to look at the beautiful valley below while autopilot flies me in. Love that too. So this is the RNAV runway 26 approach, LPV, into Innsbruck. And man, I think of all the, places I've seen, like, I wouldn't have a problem moving to Innsbruck if I could. When I got down onto the airport, it's just like everything around the airport just looks so nice. It would be an awesome place to live. But you'll see that on this approach, it never really lines me up perfectly with the runway. Pretty much offset to the runway the whole time until I had to finally disengage autopilot and then yank it back to the right and then to the left to get lined up. Don't know if that's a simism or if that's really what the approach would do. I'm sure it's a simism. Or you just... I waited till the last second, to disengage autopilot and then correct it. But you could definitely, in a good viz day like this, correct it earlier. yeah, you can see with the new NXI update has relative terrain setting, so that's all that red on the both sides. And look at that, that's just so cool. Shows you terrain that you're within 500 feet of or that's above you. And it just gets narrower and narrower as we descend into this valley. You can start to see the airport way off in the distance. But yeah, the airplane and the approach and autopilot is doing a great job here. Just bring us in. Oh, we're in wing full flaps. My mouse is too sensitive too, so I slammed the flaps down, had to slam them back up and then put the first notch in. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just show me there. And then I'm going to look at the terrain. Right. It's gorgeous. Terrain on the left. Oh. City of Innsbruck is coming up, and it's just amazing. So, because I created the flight plan and I didn't use ATC for IFR clearance or anything, but I did tune into Innsbruck Tower and requested a landing here, but I didn't tell them. There was no way for me to, select or ask for the RNAV approach that I already had loaded. And plus, I think the runway changed because of the winds, because most people seemed like they were landing the other way. And I never heard a word from them anyway until I landed, and then you'll hear what they said because I didn't call them. There's final flaps. That's about as lined up with the runway as I was, but for some reason, instead of staying nice and lined up like that, it kind of drifted left. And then I had to, you'll see, I had to disengage autopilot. And then the recording stopped and I had to restart real quick, and then you'll catch the, I had to do a right turn and then a sharp left turn to get lined up, and you'll see the left turn, but you won't see the right turn. But look at this place. People of Innsbruck, you better appreciate what you have. Look at that. So there's, I'm way not lined up, I'm coming right. And now, the new recording, I'm coming left. So, also, another DA-62 was landing the opposite direction. Pulls off of the runway just before I touch down. You'll see right here. Oh, and I botched the landing. I ballooned up, and then I cut power, and I was too nose up, and I slammed it down a little. Yeah. It wasn't horrible, though.
You are not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Tower lady was not happy with me. But,
Diamond 267, you are not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
didn't care. Welcome to Innsbruck, everyone. who's watching this.
267, you are not clear to land.
How gorgeous
Clear the
is
runway.
this area? Is this place? Come on, plane, turn.
Contact ground on 120.1.
I don't know if it's me, but this Diamond aircraft just does not taxi very well.
.1 Diamond 267.
So then so I could get those blue arrows to parking, I decided to talk to tower again, or ground actually. And all was forgiven. They were very nice to me after that. I'm sure they wouldn't be in real life. I'd probably lose my license. Nice little... But look at the good job Microsoft did with the Update 6 in this airport. My goodness. There's even a picture I took, I don't know if it's on here, of the parking lot, and it's like real cars instead of just, I mean, really well-drawn cars. And there we are. So, thanks for joining me on this gorgeous flight. I'll leave you with some screenshots that I took and maybe some music with those to end this video. But it's been a pleasure talking to y'all, and thanks for joining me, like I said. And I don't know, what do you guys think of Microsoft Flight Sim and the Xbox and just technology today? And Innsbruck and the Matterhorn. But yeah, I'm gonna stop this recording and leave you with those screenshots. So cheers, everyone.